Hi everyone, I'm using the Light Seer's Way for our reading today. I'll choose some cards from the Light Seer's Way, and I'll also choose some from the Mystical Healing. Very potent energies, very unstable energies. We have the Lionsgate portal opening tomorrow, so the energies are intensifying, and they have been doing for some time now. We've felt this energy coming in, and tomorrow the sun, our sun, Sirius, our spiritual sun, and the Orion's belt lines up with the pyramids of Giza. So energy vortex, portal, high frequency light coming to earth now. So our soul is bringing us into alignment to receive the upgrades that we are meant to receive to enable us to carry on with our soul journey. Old experiences may be coming to the surface, and old fears, and as we face them and stand in unconditional faith, which is what we're being asked to do, they dissolve, and we see that small miracles start to happen in our lives, and they are the synchronicities that guide us onto our soul path. So huge energies coming in, this high frequency light. There we have one, the Nine of Pentacles. This high frequency light is going to peak at on the 8-8 at the Lionsgate, but it's going to build and build and build now, to be able to sit with ourselves, not to go into trying to sort things out with our head, because this energy that's coming in, it's coming through our crown. It's divine intelligence. So when we spend some time just breathing light in through our minds, through all those pathways of our minds, and asking for any thought forms that are blocking us from our higher self now to be dissolved into the light, and allow our mind to become peaceful, and then we gain some clarity. And as this light starts to come in, alchemizing now anything that is not of this high frequency. So whatever you're facing, whether it's something really subtle, something intense, know this uncomfortable feeling is being brought to the surface, not for us to go into a reaction, but for us to allow it to come and leave, not to then imprint it and project it into our life. Because when we let go of that, we come into this place of opening up, and our soul receiving the spiritual nourishment that is required at this time, because our head blocks that flow and starves our soul through going through the old karmic patterns. And as we start to surrender and step into unconditional faith, knowing that whatever we may be projecting into our life, whether it's a relationship at work that is uncomfortable, whether it is a situation in our, whatever situation in our life that is invoking some discomfort, know that is there to mirror, reflect what we are holding inside. And this light is very bright, so it's coming in, this high frequency light, with light codes, with divine intelligence, with messages from the higher realms, from the higher consciousness, with healing from the higher consciousness. So these feelings, uncomfortable feelings, or whatever it may be rising up within us, is coming to the surface, so this light can heal it, and not for us to block it by worrying about the situation, but to sit back, open up our crown, allow this light to come in and dissolve those thought forms that are blocking us from our higher self, to dissolve those feelings that whatever outside of us is invoking within us, because those feelings are within us and will carry on manifesting within our manifestations. So we might manifest a beautiful outcome, but then it's got something that is of a lower vibration connected to it. So it's not the complete pureness of our authenticity, of our divine self. It's got some of the shadow as well. So we're dissolving and dissolving and dissolving and coming into this light. Venus is in retrograde now, in the heart of Leo, and she's going to start moving behind the sun. So this is a time of real deep introspection of our heart space, of allowing this light to come into our heart, to cleanse our heart. And during this time, it is to look at how our relationships are with ourselves and with people around us, to not to go into that battle and conflict within a relationship, just to step back and know that as we let go and we fill with light, then things start to heal in the most wondrous ways. So wherever you're finding yourself on this eve of this powerful vortex of energy, and that's what we are, we're all energy vortexes and swirling around inside us, and things coming to the surface now to be dissolved, because it's blocking us from our wholeness, from our holistic being. So lots of things going on. Don't get carried away with whatever's happening around. Just keep going within, dissolve, surrender, step into unconditional faith. And this is not to not do any action, it's to ask for the right course of action and then receive the insights. Then we have the Nine of Swords. Okay, so we have the Nine of Pentacles and the Nine of Swords. Two nines there. Nines are all around completion. And the Fool. Okay, so the two nines together is 18 and also 9. So we are coming to a closure. We're closing out old cycles now. And this is what this light is assisting us to do. To show us what we're still holding on to show us those old fears that can come up and present themselves when something outside triggers us. So the Nine of Swords is where we are over worrying. This is a card of being awake at night through worry, but it's also the card that it's coming to a completion. So again, it's complete surrender, because going round and round and round in circles in our heads doesn't solve anything. All it does is create exhaustion. So we can see the dove coming in there. So the divine is coming in, and this is, I just see this, can you see the light coming through there, dissolving these thoughts, helping us to come into that place of faith, opening up, receiving the light codes and the divine light that's coming in, that will cleanse and clear this. This is a minor card, but it can feel really heavy. It's very conflicting. It's very, it's our thoughts that really take over and start to create things that are our worst case scenarios. And at this time, they will be coming up for us to dissolve them and know that if we're having thoughts that are starting to make us feel not right, we know that we are putting energy into thought forms that are going to drain us, that are blocking us from opening up and receiving this light that is coming in. Then the Nine of Pentacles, things starting to come to fruition. So if we're worrying, this energy will bring anything up that's unresolved. This is what the energy will do. Part of our karmic cycles closing out and being cleansed. But then we have the Nine of Pentacles that asks us not to worry unnecessarily. That whatever we're feeling at this moment will move, it'll shift. And a lot of the times we'll solve one problem and then this emotion will come up and then project itself and focus and obsess on another situation in our lives. And during this time, this is a time of really dissolving all those thought forms, those emotions, and stepping into that place of prosperity, because we have two nines here. This is one of prosperity. You can see there the pentacles on the tree, and the dove and the owl, so they're all there ready for plucking. And this is what the sun in Leo is. It's the sun in its maturity that has brought all the fruits and the flowers to the full blossom, ready for picking. And this is what's within us. But anything that is blocking that will be coming to the surface. The divine is saying, why are you holding on to this when actually this is the truth? So whatever is weighing heavy on you at this moment, whatever may be going around in your head, even though we know better, we do the affirmations and change our thought forms, but sometimes they may creep back in, and before we know it, we're lost in those thoughts again. Or we can wake up in the middle of the night feeling any feelings of dread, or whatever it may, however it may be coming up for us at this time. Know that once we dissolve that in light, once we breathe and let it work through us and not attach it to outside, this is what happens. Abundance comes in and it's ripe for plucking. And this is the two, this weakens us. Having faith strengthens us. And then this is the Fool, taking us on a new path. A new path, and you can see there, she's just going to fall off that mountain there into that consciousness, that sea of consciousness with full faith. And she's got that yellow dress, a crystal in her hand, a wand in her other hand. She's using all her sacred tools to walk a new path as the old cycles are now closing, as we're shifting into this vortex, this powerful vortex of the Lion's Gate that is going to be so immense and take us on a journey of freedom, a freedom from this, which is the illusion. We're breaking away from that now. And she has a red, she's dressed in a red clothing, so this is the root, old programs playing out, old ways of being playing out. And when we have been in that place of trying to please others, trying to please our family, whoever it might be, and stepping out of alignment with ourselves, not being ourselves, trying to fit in with others, and then feeling that isolation of maybe saying something that is of a spiritual nature, or something that maybe is not acceptable in this arena. And as we start to become more of ourselves, there's this scrambling of feeling isolated, of feeling alone, because we're all facing challenges based on our own soul growth. So feeling alone, but no, at the core, this is coming in. As this completes, we then step into this fullness, the fruitfulness of being ourselves, of being accepted by people on our wavelength and taking us on that new journey. And we just flow and merge into the higher consciousness in full faith and acceptance of ourselves. And the base of the pact is the Six of Cups. Six of Cups, coming home to ourselves, finding he's there patting his dog from being he's there as a grown man, thinking about his childhood, patting that dog. And so this is, dogs are unconditional love and loyalty, and coming home to ourselves, connecting with our inner child, where we had that imagination, and you know, when we dreamed or we behaved in a different way, we were told to, that's not acceptable, to be more realistic, to and somehow we disconnected from our inner child. And now this is a beautiful time of coming home to ourselves, because even though this high frequency light is coming in, we have felt it before. It's home. It's going back home to ourselves. It's home. And we know it. It's just we forgot it. And now we are being awakened, and we're starting to remember. And we're remembering that as we step into expansion, that is freedom. And nobody is really judging us. We're just judging ourselves, trying to keep ourselves small and contracted. But this light is pushing us, expanding us, making us feel uncomfortable, to be able to surrender and know that I'm coming back home to myself, to unconditional love, to the feelings and the connection we had as children. And that's not to go into a childish behaviour, it's the innocence, it's that excitement of playtime, of the joy of newness, of everything around us. So this is a wonderful time. So anything from childhood may be coming up as well that we may not be able to put into words, but it's feelings, an uncomfortable feeling. Know that when we dissolve those feelings, there's this waiting for us. There's divine abundance. Oh, there we go. And we have relieve anxiety and explore our ancestry. So sometimes we have lots of learnt behaviour. So we see our parents or people close to us get anxious about certain things. So then we absorb that, and that becomes part of our energy, and we start to get anxious about things, and it's all about like shining a light onto those anxieties, looking at how far we've come, with the understanding that we have been divinely supported. We're here at this time to go through these changes, these transformations, these shifts, and there is a powerful transformation going on, because this is a part of us that's fallen away, and in place of it is peace. The antidote to anxiety is peace and faith. And the ancestral, so looking at, our ancestral wounds that maybe we are replaying over and over and over, feeling it's normal. But when we really go into it, we see that is a wound that we have come at this time to heal. So looking back, sending healing as this vortex opens, and this high vibrational, this high frequency light is coming in, taking it in through our crown, through each of our chakras, into our roots, into the heart of Mother Earth, but then sending it through all directions of space and time to heal anything that is out of alignment with us, with ourselves in this moment, and there is out of alignment with our ancestors, with the true authentic being of who they are, so that they can rise up into the light. So powerful healing, asking us to go back, not to sit and unpack there, just to, any feelings come to the surface, breathe the light in. It's very powerful. It's a very simple technique, but very, very powerful. The divine light is the most powerful healer. We don't have to go into our head and back into those places. Just breathe the light through. That will bring, then that opens the veil. The veil is very, very transparent at the moment. We're seeing through into different realms, and as we clear our thoughts and we center ourselves, we start to see with clarity, and then we are able to see the abundance in our lives that is coming to fruition now. And I'm just being drawn to the gods, goddesses and angels for an extra message in such a powerful time. Angel of finances. So if you've got any worries to do with finances, know that this is an ancestral anxiety that we've took on that blocks us from receiving finances, from receiving prosperity, because it takes us down into a lower vibration, a lower frequency. So this energy is helping us to tap into the frequency of prosperity, to bring us that peace of mind, of security. How nice and peaceful that feels. So if any feelings are coming up, they're contradictory to the peace of feeling financially secure. Know that that's what is being brought up, not for us to go into fear with, but for us to open up and allow this powerful lion's gate that is roaring. The energy is so powerful that will shift all that, bring in the courage. So it may show up, maybe showing us as well, where we are not confident and where we have got some fear, and the energy is coming in with courage for us to step into that courage. And financial flow. So expect blessings are about financial blessings are coming into our lives. So look at this card. If you've got any worries to do with finances, if our head projects onto maybe we want to change our career but we're financially secure in this one but we're not happy, then let go of the feeling, the entanglement that this is the only place that I can receive prosperity from, that the universe prosperity will flow from the universe. The universe is an abundant place, and if we are limiting our where we can gain abundance, then that's us within a limiting belief. So let go of all the limits now, of opening up and seeing that the finances flowing, dissolving any of these fears that may be going on, helping us to pluck the pentacles from that money tree there that are growing, and revisiting our inner child, bringing her or him out to play and enjoy life and that innocence there, and going back into the ancestral worries or anxieties that they had and that we have inherited without even realizing we're carrying it. It's very complex. So it is to just not even try and understand it in our head, just open up to this light and allow it to come in and dissolve. And the Kipper cards here, I'm going to just pull one from the Kipper cards for closure, closing message for this reading for anyone who is watching. We have sudden wealth coming in, opening up. As we let go of that poverty consciousness, we open up and we rise up, and this is sudden wealth coming in. So these two cards, very powerful messages from two completely different decks. This is a fortune telling cards, and these are gods, goddesses and angels. So it's coming in from all directions. All we have to do is open up and receive it and feel gratitude for everything that we have, for every single thing. The moment we start worrying about something, we are not feeling grateful. There is a resistance to happiness when we're not happy. Letting all that now go. Look at that card, sudden wealth. And wealth is wealth of health, of finances, of beautiful energy coming in, and this wonderful Lion's Gate. And you know, Venus is in retrograde, and she's going to retrograde back through Leo, and she very shortly moves behind the sun. So this is when she goes into that darkness, and that's what we're doing. We're going in, but this light is shining a light in our heart to show us where we are going into resistance. That is, we've got armor in that's stopping beautiful energy from flowing to us. We are magnets, and we draw experiences, we draw prosperity to us, we draw love to us based on how at the core of us we are vibrating and what we are believing. And if we believe in anything that brings us into this Nine of Swords, no, it's coming to an end. And how we would feel without those thoughts, how we would feel without those situations in our lives. And take a breath and come back into alignment, because that's the truth of who we are, without carrying these old thoughts that have come down through our lineage, our lifetimes. It's time for it to go. So wonderful reading, very, very potent energies to just be at peace and allow the light to do everything else, and the insights will come. So wonderful, wonderful reading. So allow your fears, your worries to dissolve and enjoy life. Thank you so much for listening. God bless. Thank you.